Me and Daddy built a garden for Mommy. We're going to teach you how to build it.
The first thing that we did was put the base together. And so what we used for our raised garden bed were 2x12s, and these are 12 inches tall and 2 inches thick. And the dimension of our bed is 4 feet by 10 feet. So I got two 10-foot boards and one 8-foot board, and then I cut the 8-foot board in half essentially to get my end pieces. That way it's one solid piece all the way through, and I didn't have to cut near as much. So once I got the structure in place, then I kind of leaned the boards up, and in the corners of each of the corners, I took a 2x2 post and cut a little angle on it just to help me drive it into the ground, and then stuck this down in the corner and drove it into the ground just to have something to anchor these boards to and to help hold it in place and make it a little more sturdy. Here's kind of an example of what it would look like. These are just scrap pieces that I had left over. I would have put this post down right here once I got the board set and just hammered these down into the ground. The one thing with the way I did it, which I'll show you later when I get to the fence, I actually attached the fence right here in the corners also. So I had to make sure that this post was driven at least 4 inches down, because that's how much I had left on the fence. That'll make more sense later. But once you get these down in the ground and you have the boards in place, then I went on the inside and screwed my screws into the 2x12s so that you don't see any screws on the outside. So for screws here, all I used was just a standard 2.5-inch screw. Doesn't really matter. You just want to make sure that you're going to get through the 2x2 and into the 2x12 and not go all the way through to the outside. So once I drove it in, I put 2 screws in this way to hold this board in place, and then I put 2 screws in this way to hold this board in place. Was done, and if we didn't have a rabbit problem, we wouldn't have had to put a fence in, but since we do, we needed to add an additional 12 inches or so to the top of this to keep the rabbits out. We could have done chicken wire and just stuck it down in the soil or stapled it to the boards, but we wanted something that looked a little more finished and more sturdy, so that our kids wouldn't tear it down. And what we ended up doing was getting this 1x1, 1 inch by 1 inch fencing. It came in a 30-foot roll and was 2 feet tall, and all I had was take wire cutters and cut it in half, the full length, to give me 30 feet of fence. And then to frame it, I took 1x2 boards, these treated boards here, and I essentially built a frame around each of these long pieces of the fence. I first started with cutting these metal pieces to the exact length that I needed. So once I cut them in half, I had 12 inches of height on the fence, and then all I needed was to cut 10 feet in my length to get my sides and 4 feet on the ends. I then took the 1x2 boards and I actually secured the fence together to frame it, to actually build the entire side as one unit, and then I brought it down and secured it. So the first step to this side unit was the top piece, and like I did before, I screwed in on the inside so that you wouldn't see any screws on the outside. Once you finish the top piece, the next part that I did was these vertical pieces here. So the outside piece is going to be shorter than the inside piece, and all you need there is the length from the bottom of your top 1x2 to the top of your 2x12, the base. The inside piece now is actually going to go even further. This is how I secured it to the base. So I actually stopped this one at 10 inches on the outside, and then on the inside I ran it through an extra 4 inches so that I could get some screws into the 2x4. Once you finish this inside piece and the outside piece, you basically do the exact same thing on the ends of this 10-foot long piece. So you should have the 2 top pieces and then your 3 vertical pieces, one on the outside shorter and one on the inside longer. At this point, the next step is going to be just this last securing piece. I just took the same thing. I measured the inside 2 vertical pieces and got that length and cut these boards, and same thing, screwed them together on the inside. So now I've got the top, the vertical pieces, and the bottom piece ready to just slide right onto the base. So once you have the side pieces done, you'll have the end pieces to finish it off. It's done the exact same way. I've got 2 pieces done on the top and 2 pieces on the bottom screwed together to hold the fence in place. All I did was cut the inside piece shorter and left the outside piece the full length so that from the outside it looks finished, but then on the inside I have a place where I can actually fit this together and screw this in. The last thing I did to finish this corner and make it look flush is I put 1 board right over there to cover up and make it look flush. So I haven't attached it yet so I can show you guys, but essentially I let the fence run halfway into here. So this is the fence on the short piece, and this is my long piece here. And you can see the inside board's a little bit shorter than the outside. And all it's gonna take is 1 board right in there, and I'll screw that in and finish that corner.
Good job!
Look at.
Say we built a garden.
Daddy built a garden. What now? I'm forgetting Mama, Daddy.
And now we'll see if I can even grow anything.
Oh. You think she can, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands in. Say garden on 3. 1, 2.